Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft ChaosVille. I'm your host, Kieran Dave, who is just a guest on this server, and no one special at all. Not like I was special before. I have not had that much time between episodes, unlike the last set. However, I did have time to go ahead and dig this area out next door. It snowed overnight, peaceful, quiet snow, beautiful, but not enough to stop our plans, because we have a power system downstairs that we want to start supplying with charcoal. We're going to need to make some charcoal. No problem though, we'll easily be able to do it. But before I do that, I keep running out of water. Whoa, hello ice. Water in this device. That's what keeps going. As you can see, we've got lots of mycelium. Cool stuff, and this mulch is actually really useful too. But I keep running out of water, and I don't want to run out of water. I sort of want it to just work. So what I was thinking of doing was, grabbing a bucket like so, heading outside, finding a little bit of water in an infinite source. Maybe some of this over here. There we go. That'll be fine, I think. Yeah. And I feel like making a, making something to fill that up with water all the time. In this case, I'm looking at a water reservoir from Remote IO, which I think we have enough stuff for. I need cobblestone and 5 stone, or let's see, maybe it's just any being a dirt. If I was going to do it this way, why didn't I just... There we go. Water reservoir. This is a pretty useful block. It ejects water into things nearby. Let's just go ahead and dig this out like so. Oh, nope, that's the chickens. Don't get out, chickens. Ugh, almost a disaster. Pretty sure. I've actually haven't used this block in a long time. So what is this doing here? What even is this? Okay, well, it doesn't matter. It's gone. I think you just need to have one adjacent source block of water. So let's go ahead and block this up. Let's break this. And put this down. Now, this needs to have some water nearby for it to set up. I think it auto-ejects, but if not, it'll be easy enough to figure out. Where'd my infinite source go? Come on, infinite source. There we go. Oh dear. Well, this is quite a pickle. Don't mind me. Yeah, I think that's enough. Let's just see here. There we go. Now, that doesn't eject, I guess, so I will need to put one pipe on top. Easy enough. Well, okay, so all I have to do is just get some water into this darn thing. I think I can do this pretty simply just by crafting a couple of fluiducts. No problem. Happen to be holding on to a pretty good supply of other things. So let's go like this. Ta-da! And then with this a quick flap of the wrench and the judicious application of a redstone signal. And, yep, there we go, filling up with water. So now the system will keep running. Let's go ahead and toss that in there. And make us more mycelium. And I could even put a little bit more of that in there, because we will need quite a bit of it. And in fact, I think I may start growing it, because I only need a little bit to start spreading it, but it does take a long time to spread. So it's good to have some on the person. Man, this ice just keeps popping up everywhere. This is the one part about chisel I really, really dislike, is this ice. It's just terrible stuff. I don't know why people want it. Let's go ahead and see what we need to do now that we have our mushroom component of our farming set up. We need to start filling up this area with trees. I think the best way to do this, and to fulfill a bunch of other goals, is to grab these rubber saplings and some of this rubber, and let's begin to cook this up into something useful. All right, folks, well, I gotta tell you, with the exception of perhaps a brief snack break, this couldn't get simpler, especially now that we have this fancy new system where we can just turn on and create these. So we're going to need to make 2 machines. In particular, it looks like we're out of iron. Well, that's no problem. Maybe it could be simpler if I had bothered to check how much iron I had in the project table. Okay, there we go. 2 of these. Now, the first thing we need is a harvester. Well, I guess let's do the planter first. I think that's the slightly more complicated one. Planter. Yeah. This one needs pistons, which I believe we also have a recipe for here. So we need 1, 2. What the heck? Come on. 1, 2. There we go. So now we should just be able to toss this right in. Almost. We do need to clear out this invar, put that in there, happen to have one of these. Now, we do need some redstone reception coils. We're actually going to need 2 of these. I can make these off the, right over here. Like so. I tell you, that thing when it gets laggy, it gets brutal. Butter. Toss this back in. And now we have a planter. Similarly, we're going to want to make a harvester so that we can harvest the things that we put together. Harvester, very, very close to needing what we need here. 2, and then let's just pull these out for 3. And we're low on gold, it would appear. And, oh, this needs an invar axe. Ooh, that's trickier. Okay, well, fortunately, we have a small supply of invar on hand. I thought you needed an iron axe, and I was like, oh, that's easy. But no, it needs an invar axe. That definitely does complicate things, I confess. Invar. Okay, and we just need 1 more piece of gold. With that, we should have what we need. So the plan here, obviously, in case you hadn't guessed, is to use all these rubber saplings with these MineFactory loaded machines to basically make a semi-infinite amount of wood, jungle wood, which gets us a lot more rubber, a lot more plastic, which we'll need for other things. We're going to be using a lot of MineFactory Reloaded this season. And then we're going to continue to process the wood, which is otherwise rather useless, and turn it into charcoal. So the initial build is not too complicated. Let me grab my trusty King Slime shovel. Yes, that's where it came from. And I will lay out the basic groundwork for this off camera real fast, because it's going to involve a little bit of digging snow. Whew, okay, done digging. So I just put it right back over here. I think this is plenty of room for it. If not, I can always clear things off on the side. But I placed the planter down here and the harvester right there. This is right up against my little starting cave, which is convenient because it gave me a place to sort of dig down here, and I've run some more hardened energy conduit, which I confess is starting to feel a little bit expensive at this point in the game. But you can see here we've got this nice little setup here, all the room we need. Ooh, some shards there would be interesting. And there's our power room right over there. So we're basically most of the way there. What we need to do is we need to get this building, well, basically we need to get it building whatever we need to move the items around, I think is the next part, right? Because so what's going to happen is we're going to put our rubber saplings here and here, right? And when we connect that up, it's going to start planting them in a 3x3 all around here, tearing them down, getting rid of the leaves, generally doing a great job for us, right? Perfect, what we want. However, the trick here, and all we have to do is plug it in, it would start doing that right away. The trick here is that we want to make sure that things come out the back here, right? And we also want to make sure this guy's powered. This is a little bit of a side crunch. Now, I confess that I haven't really gone mining in between episodes, so my store of stuff is getting just perilously low. You can see I'm just low on all sorts of things. If we look at my project table where most of the stuff is hiding, I've only got 14 copper left to my name, period. While I'm okay for power, I'm definitely need to go mining. So I have to do this on the cheap, for sure. Let's go ahead and get that smelting up. So what I think we're going to be using is probably a little bit of Buildcraft. Now, I mentioned that I want to do logistics pipes again this season, and I think that I do. So why don't we take a look at getting some stone, well, that's not quite what I wanted to do there, some stone pipe going. This is classic Buildcraft stuff. So we should be able to easily get what we want with 24. However, we're also going to need a little bit of intelligence. And for that, I think we're going to need at least 1 set of diamond pipe. Now, eventually we'll revisit this with a more complicated sorting system, so don't think that this is the end. But for sure, this is the beginning. So like this is the most basic thing we could possibly do. Right, so the system will automatically output into Buildcraft pipes, so we're good there. All we have to do is run stuff down from here, down the back, and I'll do this really quick off camera. Right, so there's the pipe coming out the back. I've drilled that down to the basement. Only took a moment. Now, what we need to do is use a diamond pipe here and then a stone pipe here to connect everything up. Now, the problem with this build is that I'm actually a little bit short on room. So maybe what I should do instead of cutting off the only way that my power cable can go is I should go around the side here. Yeah, that'd be easy too. Right, so we want to go like this. We want to connect this guy up here. Oh, we don't want to put, well, I guess we can put power in him. I took the saplings out, right? Right, so then let's just have that hit right there. Don't want to run out of these. Don't like leaving objects around. Right, so all we got to do is just run it around like so. Well, even that seems wrong. Because really what we want to do is have it connect like this. Okay, well then we'll do this. There we go. Okay, so, whoa, not what we wanted. Right, so now we have this. So basically everything is going to go down the yellow line except for rubber saplings, which will go into the blue line. If they can't be inserted into the blue line, they will be sent somewhere else. So we'll have to make sure to deal with that. Yeah, should be no problem. The Buildcraft system won't insert things if it's impossible to insert them. So that's all we need for now. We can always go back and revisit this, make it better, make it stronger, make it faster. No problem at all. All right, and that actually should be most of the build. So now if I hop up here and just go ahead and toss, you can see it's already powered on, and toss this in there. Oh, there we go. And then we'll put one more on top for good measure, and that will be planted in just a moment too. Now we do have to hurry a little bit. Nothing's fertilizing these. However, they will grow fairly fast, and they will be torn down even faster. And this is going to send, well, there goes one, a whole load of wood down there. So let's quickly go grab a chest before things get totally out of hand. Hopefully it isn't tearing up my wall. I think I would know. Let's go put a chest on this because we can beat the saplings to the ground. Oh no, I dropped one of those things. I'm going to have to, for sure. Oh no, and I also fell. There we go. Let's make sure that we know what's going on. But I think it's just going to be feeding back into itself for a while with the exception of rubber wood. So let's make sure that we know what's up. Ah, here we go. Yes, indeed. As you can see, these things are so slowly coming out. But I don't have enough gold. I don't have enough gold to do anything about it. But they do appear to be going, and so we should see the I guess the rubber saplings nip over into the blue line. And yeah, we should see these start to climb up. But everything else should go past. Yeah, there we go. That's going to fill up in no time. It also scared me a little bit by tearing down all the nearby trees, which is a little bit ridiculous. It's fine, though. It's fine. It's fine. I don't even worry about it. I literally don't even worry about it. All right, so we do have a limited amount of time, though, before that chest is going to fill up. So let's go ahead and get that going. The first thing we're definitely going to want is an overflow. This is an incinerator from Imibus Core that is pretty simple to make, and anything that gets piped into it instantly disappears with no delay. It's even better than the trash can, which actually can sometimes fail to destroy things if things come in way too fast. So now we know that won't be the case here. Right, we're also going to need a little bit more diamond pots, and we're going to need a method of smelting. So I guess I just need to make another redstone furnace. That really is the best way to go about doing this. And I'll need to make another barrel to hold all of our coal. I'll need to make another barrel to hold all of our rubber. And we'll just trash the excess saplings because we'll have a ton lying in the planter. So yeah, let me go ahead and cook those things up, and then we'll be, I think I have enough stuff. I think I have enough. Oh boy, it's going to be close, but I think I have enough to make another powered furnace. It shouldn't be too hard. So let me do that, and then we'll get right back to it. Right, I dug out a little bit. I'll have to clean up the walls here and make it preserved. But as you can see, we're gathering quite a bit of stuff. We got to be a little bit swift. I did manage to make 3 barrels before I ran out of stuff. And so I think they're going to go like bump, bump, and then one more bump, right? And then underneath this, we can kind of snake in the inventory cable. And that will actually give this system access to it. So instead of coming from this chest, we'll just change the input to be one of these things, which implies that what we like to do is put the furnace, well, what we should probably do is raise this up a little bit. We'd like to put the furnace maybe here, right? And then we tell it to input and then output that direction. No problem. Now, that should be able to process a bunch of stuff. So, for example, if I grab this stuff and toss it in here, then it will begin to output. Let's keep a little bit of it on hand, and that will turn that into charcoal. Perfect. So now we've got a bunch of charcoal incoming. Next up, what we'd like to do is, yeah, I think this will work. I think it'll work. We want to basically set this up. So we'd like to put the raw rubber here. So if we take one of these, I think this will work. And we put it in there. And then we shift right click, that'll lock it. And then I think that's probably everything. We'll leave the third barrel down here for now as insurance. And what we'll do is we'll put a diamond pipe here. And then we'll tear into the wall here and put the incinerator. Right? Now, the way that the diamond pipe works is that it's going to vastly prefer, you know, actually we're going to have to pull this up, aren't we? It's going to vastly prefer we take the routed things as opposed to the unrouted things, but it'll never insert unless it absolutely has to. So the only thing that's going to come down this way normally, for now, is rubber and jungle saplings. So let's go ahead, grab one of these. We should also shift right click. Oh. Should also shift right click. No, I just need a way to shift right click. That's just great. Maybe just an empty hand. Can I just have and do it with an empty hand, please? There we go. Jeez. Okay. Right. So we can bring this cable around here. I need to make a little bit more, huh? 3, 4, 5. If I break this and this, I have just enough. I like it when I have just enough. I also kind of like it coming out of the wall there, like that. I like that a lot more, actually. There we go. Perfect. And I'll, of course, clean everything up a little bit later. Now, let's really quickly say that we want the black path to be raw rubber. And we'd like for the yellow path to be that wood. And then the incinerator will be whatever is the overflow, because it'll always take the preferred path. So here we go. Something's coming down. Let's use the magic of editing. Ah, there we go. And interestingly, a little bit of vine crept in this. Maybe we could keep the vine, but for now, the vine will get routed off, yeah, down the incinerator path and get vanished. The raw rubber goes into the barrel, and then this system begins to output that. Perfect. Man, we couldn't ask for it to work better, huh? Right in the first try. So now all I have to do, by the way, I moved this down here just to drain its battery. All I have to do now is change this so that, well, no, this is the liquid one. This, so that instead of pointing at the chest, it's pointing at the, gosh, it would be the one, they're equidistant, right? So it would be the one, let's get on top of this and see if we can figure it out. 171, 60, 394. 1717, 394. Nope. There we go. 394. 1718, 394. There we go. Perfect. That's the input. And there we go. So that should begin to distribute the stuff out. I think it doesn't matter which way it gets pulled from. All these guys should have a charcoal, no problem. So there we go. We are now self-sustaining our power. We have all the power we want up there. We have a fairly good battery of power here and fairly good power throughput. Now, it might make sense for us to put another energy cell up there when we have more resources, just to make sure our workshop has uninterrupted power. But you know, that's pretty good for what it is so far. I'm pretty happy about that. Now, of course, we also probably don't want to let this raw rubber sit around unused. For sure, we'd like to improve that. I feel like our inventory is getting spread around our base, so I think it's very soon going to be time to start working on some sort of sorting system. But at least we can get rid of this chest, right? Oh no. Oh no, what have I done? But between episodes, I'm definitely going to have to go and mine because things are a little out of control right now. There we go. In terms of all this. But I feel pretty good about this. I mean, I'm going to patch up the wall, I guess, just with some cobblestone until I have some time to formally revisit it. But I'm going to call that build complete, which feels good because I feel like a lot of our builds have been sort of, you know, floaty, loosey-goosey, ongoing things. So it's going to feel really good to check off this renewable power. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's noisy. I'm definitely going to have to deal with the noise soon. What should we do next? Well, I've got a fair amount of mushrooms, and I have the power to make a lot more. So maybe what I should do is show you all why I was so interested in making the mushroom soup. Yeah, let me just clean up my inventory a little bit, and then I think we'll be ready to do that. 1 second, folks. Right, folks, I don't mean to be cryptic, but I think it's kind of fun if I don't show you exactly what I'm up to. But I'm going to use a block that I've never used before, and I think I know how it works. We'll see, though. What I need to do is make a sluice. Now, for that, I actually need one of these iron construction blocks from Mariculture. Now, I think I actually need 2 ingots, I should say, not nuggets. That's different. Of aluminum to complete this, but I need an iron construction block. And I'm hoping to make more Mariculture blocks soon. I need more of these iron wheels. Right, 1, 2 of these. And then, of course, I need a hopper. Right? And, that everything? Almost. There we go. I actually made 4 sluices? Okay, well, that's cool. I like sluices, I guess. So the sluice is a pretty cool block. Let me see if I can demo it to you. Well, or maybe I can just put them all down. But the sluice has a front and a back side. And so basically you put your tank on one side and you put your other thing on the other. Let's see if we can give a quick demo. Let's see here. Let me quickly grab something and I'll show you what I mean. Folks, I gotta tell you, so I was listening to Liara and Nick from the IRC channel for Resonant Rise, and they gave me this cool idea for a build. I wanted regeneration. They said, hey, if you drink a mushroom soup from the world with a MineFactory related straw, then you get regeneration. And that's exactly what I want, regeneration. So I thought that would be perfect. But it turns out that I can't get the soup out of these bowls. I'm gonna need to find a mushroom and then use the MineFactory related rancher on it. Right, so all this work for nothing. Yay, that's what I get for listening to Liara. I shouldn't be too hard on them. It's because we're split between mod pack versions. They're on the new one. I'm on the classic one that's part of ChaosVille. It happens. Anyways, they did give me one interesting idea, which is that I can still get a lot of regenerative effects if I were to grab a forestry squeezer right here and use that to make a little bit of liquid force. Now, I'm not going to go down Darkcraft. I mean, I could. I wouldn't feel too bad about replacing, let's go like this. Let's see how much we need. There we go. 1 bucket of force and then some. Hey, wow. Boy, howdy. So this bucket of force will give us a nice little place to go. And if you hop in, it doesn't seem to do much, but it actually will heal you. So that's pretty cool. Why do we want to be healed? Well, I'm going to start with what I want to call it out, one of my favorite mods. I wanted to get back into blood magic. There's all sorts of people here who are very, very, very proud of the fact that they have witchery skills. And I want to show them what real dark magic is. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to show them the real power of dark magic. But in order to get started, I'm obviously going to have to start building up all the infrastructure I need. What was it again? I need gold, a diamond, a furnace. No problem. Yeah, no problem. And blood altar. Oh, I love this. I'm also going to need a sacrificial knife. Not the actual dagger, but the knife. Now for this, we just need... Oh, nope. There we go. A little bit of glass, iron, and gold. Like so. And then, of course, 1 bar of iron from over here should do. Oh, yeah. I love this mod. This mod is brutal. It's beautiful. It's everything I love about Magic mod. It's actually very balanced and very cool. Just a great mod overall. Right, so now if I hop in here and I cut, well, right, I was just lagged. Okay, so if I cut myself here a little bit, you'll see that actually I'm healing up pretty fast too. So this is not as good as what I actually wanted. However, this will do for at least giving me the basics for starting it. So why don't we go ahead and on camera, we'll make the very beginning of our blood magic career. Every blood mage has to start the exact same way. They got to grab a diamond. And they basically got to put a full life bar, almost, worth of stuff in here. Now, one trick that you may not know is that it pays to not put the diamond in immediately, but rather to fill up the altar a little bit. So I'll be doing most of this off camera, just like I did last season. And folks who say, hey, this is the same Same build twice. You know what? I love this mod too much. I'll do different things with it, but I want my air sigil back. So don't give me any sass about this. I'm being really cool as it is already. And that should be enough. So we should just go ahead and toss that in. And boom. That should go ahead and make. Ta-da! Our blood orb. This is just the weakest of the blood orbs. Let's just go ahead and bind it to ourselves. And then now we actually have a pool of blood. But I'm not going to go ahead because I'm going to make, well, I don't really need to make another one of these. But the first thing we generally make is a lava crystal. These things are pretty easy to make. In fact, we should be able to make it right now. Let me go grab the stuff I need for that. And then in the meantime, let's go ahead and toss that in there. And I just need to go and get 3 buckets of lava. There we are. So all I have to do is grab my charging blood orb out, toss it in here, and we have a lava crystal. Now, it refunds the buckets, but it takes everything else. And I'm going to put this back in here to keep charging. As we start using the blood, we're definitely going to need to make sure to set that up correctly, because we want to make sure that that has plenty of power. But this lava crystal, which I just have to right-click to bind to myself, can do all sorts of really cool things. Like, for example, it can crash my machine. Well, there's a bug where sometimes if you shift-click the lava crystal into the wrong slot, it will freak things out. But yeah, so here, let me grab some of this. What we can do with this really cool crystal is we can actually put it in like a furnace and it acts as fuel. But instead of consuming itself, it actually uses a little bit of the life essence that's draining out of the altar and into the orb. Next episode, I'll go ahead and make something that actually lets us see that. The sigil of, I think, sigil of sensing? Sigil of divination, elemental affinity. I'll figure it out. But yeah, it's still there. And we can easily just go ahead and cut this in it. As you can see, as I cut myself here and the liquid force heals me, that goes into the altar, and then these little pink swirls come off, which tell the altar, or tell you as the user of the altar, oh yeah, this is doing something. If my network were full, in which case I believe at the start I get 5,000 life points, of which each heart is 200. So I cut myself once, that's 200 LP. So I only need a few life bars to sacrifice to this altar to totally fill up my network. It should be pretty easy to fill up. And once we have it full up, then it won't sparkle like this anymore. It'll just kind of sit there and, it's a little bit weird, this regeneration effect. Seems to work okay? I don't know. When this stops sparking, then we'll know we're full. And then later on when we build more advanced orbs, then we can store more and more in our network and do more amazing things. But we're going to be going for all sorts of sigils. We're going for the sigil of air. Let's see. And the sigil of... Let's go to the blood magic. Like here, we want the air sigil. We want the... void sigil, the lava sigil is totally amazing. Oh, there's so many great things in this mod. If you saw my last season, you know, look, we're full. If you saw my last season, you'll know that I'm a big fan of this mod, and this mod is super awesome. But the other cool thing we can do is we can actually run dynamos, wrong one, dynamos and other such things off of this. So we can actually run down and put this in one of our engines, or have a backup engine that runs off the heat from my life force. I actually powered my entire base with blood last time around. For those who didn't see, go out and check my last Resonant Rise season, and you can see how I did that. It was pretty intense, actually. It took several episodes. But that's not what we're going to do this time, and I think for now, folks, we probably hit and probably passed a good wrapping up point. So I am going to leave you with that. Please remember to like, subscribe, especially leave a comment. I really, really like comments. I've just put it out there. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you don't comment, but I do like comments. And of course, likes and subscribes do a lot. Suggestions on what I should be doing and what other stuff you want to see me build, that would be great too. I'm thinking that I may have to go and pay a visit to some of the people who live nearby. I might also see if I can go and find, do a technology mission to certain people on the server who I see wanting to use the same old mods, and I think they should use newer awesome mods. I may do a technology run after I go mining, but for sure, before you see me next time, I'm going to go down here and do some mining. With that, folks, I think I've hit a wrapping up point. As I said, please join me next time, and I hope you had as much fun as I did.